All right, let's peel back the layers on this one. Because today, we're not just dissecting forehands and backhands. We're diving head first into a U.S. Open story that, well, it ignited from just a simple post-match handshake and then just exploded into this powerful, really far-reaching conversation.
Yeah.
At its heart is Taylor Townsend, an American tennis player. Her journey, marked by incredible talent, but also some unexpected challenges, it sort of culminated in this very public confrontation.
Yeah.
And that's put her firmly, maybe reluctantly, in the global spotlight.
What's truly fascinating here, I think, is observing how a single, really personal incident, played out on one of the biggest stages in sports can so quickly resonate with so many people.
Right.
It reveals these underlying currents, not just within tennis, but also across broader societal issues. We're going to explore how an exchange between two athletes can unexpectedly peel back deeper layers of resilience, representation, and just the sheer power of an individual finding and using their voice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And as we dive into why this particular incident has resonated so deeply, our mission today is to understand not just what happened between Townsend and her opponent, Jelena Ostapenko, but the full implications.
Yeah, the bigger picture.
Exactly. For representation, for self-expression, and what it really means for an athlete to find and wield their voice on such a visible platform. All our insights for this deep dive, they come directly from an Al Jazeera article published August 30th, 2025. It gives us a detailed account and, crucially, Taylor Townsend's vital perspective.
Okay.
So the entire incident, of course, was ignited by just a single explosive moment, wasn't it?
Yeah.
A handshake at the net that suddenly became, well, anything but routine.
Yeah, you can picture it.
Imagine the scene. Wednesday afternoon, U.S. Open, second-round match just finished. Taylor Townsend won against Jelena Ostapenko. Points played, they approach the net, crowd's buzzing. And then, what should be respectful, turns into this heated face-to-face argument. Ostapenko allegedly told Townsend she had no class and no education.
Wow. Right there. Right there. That image, the handshake turning into this raw public thing on court, it's incredibly potent. And what's critical to understand is the sheer intensity these kinds of personal comments carry in the world of competitive sports.
Oh, for sure.
Athletes operate under immense pressure, always pushing limits. Losing is tough, right?
Yeah.
But then to have personal remarks, especially attacking character or intellect, like no class or no education,
Yeah.
hurled at you publicly, it cuts way deeper than just the scoreline. It's a challenge to your identity, your self-worth, even professionalism. This wasn't just a quick spat. It sent a shockwave, through the stadium, across social media, setting the stage for this much bigger discussion about respect and identity in the sport.
But this is where the story really pivots, I think, and where Townsend shows just remarkable composure and maybe strategic thinking. Because instead of letting that insult crush her, she did something really impactful. She owned it. She reclaimed the narrative. The Al Jazeera article notes the immediate public response was just overwhelmingly supportive. A huge crowd cheered her during her doubles match on Thursday. A clear signal, right?
Yeah, the crowd was with her.
Totally.
Yeah.
And then she just made the absolute most of a spot in prime time at Arthur Ashe Stadium Friday night, delivered an electrifying performance, upsetting the fifth seed Mira Andreeva in singles. Won decisively 7-5, 6-2.
That's huge.
And after that amazing win, Townsend gave this quote that really crystallizes her approach. It shows this depth of thought beyond just tennis. She said, and I'm quoting, "It's bigger than me. It's about the message. It's about the representation. It's about being bold and being able to show up as yourself. And I did that tonight. You guys saw the real Taylor Townsend tonight."
Wow. Powerful.
She wasn't just celebrating a win. She was laying out a mission. She went on to explain her aspiration for this new attention, to draw huge crowds into the stadiums, bring people to see and support the sport, embracing the attention for a greater end. It's almost like she took Ostapenko's negative energy and just transformed it.
Her response really is a masterclass in leveraging an unexpected, unwelcome incident. What elevates it beyond just reacting isn't only what she said, but how she said it and when.
Right, the timing.
Exactly. She didn't react defensively right there at the net in the heat of it all. She absorbed it, channeled that energy to win a significant match, prime-time, upset, seeded player. Then, in the controlled setting of a post-match interview, major stage, she delivered this powerful, prepared statement.
Very deliberate.
It shows a sophisticated grasp of narrative control, of media, She turned a personal slight into this public platform, turned a negative into a moment of real agency. It shows how an athlete can strategically use adversity to amplify their platform, advocate for larger causes, shifting focus from a personal attack to a collective benefit. She's defining her own story, intentionally.
And as remarkable as her on-court response was, the conversation around class and education, it almost immediately deepened, didn't it?
It did.
It started touching on this much more sensitive, historically charged dimension that, well, many in the community instantly recognized.
Yeah, those specific words.
When asked directly if she thought Ostapenko's comments had racial undertones, Townsend gave this really nuanced perspective. She said she didn't take it that way personally right then in the heat of the argument.
Okay.
But, and this is key, she immediately acknowledged the broader societal context, which is incredibly insightful. She said, quote, "That has been a stigma in our community of being not educated and all of the things when it's the furthest thing from the truth." So while she didn't see direct racial intent in that specific moment, she understood the deep cultural wound those words hit for her community. It's a powerful distinction, that difference between personal perception and systemic impact.
That's really well put.
The outpouring of support for Townsend, it just highlights how deeply those comments resonated. Fellow stars Coco Gauff, Naomi Osaka, they publicly came to her defense.
Big names.
Huge. Osaka, especially, made a very strong statement. Called what Townsend reported Ostapenko saying, "One of the worst things you can say to a black tennis player in a majority white sport."
Wow, Osaka didn't hold back.
No.
Yeah.
And that wasn't just casual. It carried the weight of her own experiences. Beyond the public statements, Townsend got private support from other players, gained thousands of social media followers, just this immediate, widespread solidarity.
Right.
This validation, as she described it, was important. She said, "It was just external validation that I handled things the right way, and that's what I'm the most proud of." It reinforced her decision to speak up.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, it does raise this important question about implicit bias, doesn't it? And the profound impact of language, like regardless of intent.
Absolutely.
Think about it. For the Black community, especially Black women, being called uneducated isn't just some generic insult. It taps into this deep, painful history, echoing generations of systemic inequality, stereotypes about intellect.
Right, denied access, all of that.
Exactly. So while Ostapenko might have just meant a slight on manners, maybe, for Townsend, those words land on a raw nerve. They carry a weight far beyond that moment on court, reflecting centuries of prejudice.
That context is everything.
It really is. And the fact that prominent figures like Gauff and Osaka step forward, that's incredibly significant.
Why do you think?
Well, their public solidarity doesn't just validate Townsend's experience. It draws essential attention to these underlying issues within a sport that, yeah, it's getting more diverse, but still has this predominantly white public image.
Good point.
Gauff and Osaka, both highly visible, successful Black women in tennis. Them speaking out sends an unambiguous message. Their voices amplify the feeling that these comments aren't just personal slights. They touch on broader systemic issues, respect, representation, the nuances of being a Black athlete globally. It fosters a crucial dialogue that might otherwise get stifled. It's powerful allyship.
To really grasp the magnitude of her current moment, we have to look back at Taylor Townsend's journey. It's been anything but conventional, right? Marked by some really significant challenges.
Yeah, definitely not a straight path.
She's currently not even seeded in singles at the U.S. Open, which makes this run even more impressive. Yet she's half of the top-ranked women's doubles team in the world, was #1 as a junior.
Top talent.
Undeniable. But her path, wow. More than a decade ago, 2012, the U.S. Tennis Association actually held her out of junior competition, withheld funding over concerns about her fitness.
I remember that. It was huge news.
Imagine that. Being told by your own national association, the body meant to support you, that you're not fit enough, pulling your funding. That's a level of institutional criticism few athletes face, especially so young.
That kind of thing can derail a career.
But despite those huge challenges, those hurdles, she absolutely persevered, didn't just recover, she thrived. Became dominant in doubles, won Wimbledon last year, Australian Open earlier this year with Katerina Siniakova.
Incredible doubles record.
They're the top seed in Flushing Meadows for doubles right now.
Yeah.
Just shows her talent and hard work. And now, in singles, she's not just competing. She's in the 4th round of the U.S. Open, her best ever run at a major. Set to face Barbora Krejcikova, a 2-time slam champ, on Sunday.
Wow.
Her journey is just, it's a testament to resilience. showing how you can overcome past setbacks, institutional judgment, and turn those experiences into fuel.
That history, especially with the USTA, it really does cast her current stand in an even more powerful light. It's
Yeah.
not just fighting an opponent on court, it's like fighting against perceptions, a narrative imposed on her.
Yeah.
That USTA incident, it wasn't just about fitness, was it? It sparked this larger debate about who owns an athlete's career. Is it the governing body with their metrics, or the individual athlete forging their own path?
Good question.
Townsend's journey highlights the psychological impact of that criticism and the immense fortitude needed to not just recover but thrive beyond it, to shape her own destiny.
Yeah.
And look, her doubles prowess, real number one, multiple slams, it's undeniable. But her singles journey, yeah, it's been more of a grind. This deep run at the Open isn't just a personal best. It shows how those double skills...
In that play.
Exactly. Net play, court coverage, strategy, how they can translate to singles when a player finds that confidence, that focus. Her resilience isn't just a trait, it's like a practice discipline. Refusing to be defined by others makes her speaking out now even more impactful.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener, and maybe for the broader world? Townsend's message really goes beyond the incident, doesn't it? It becomes this universal call for authenticity, for self-respect. She wants the lesson from all this to be that it's absolutely okay to stand up for yourself. She spoke so powerfully about societal expectations, especially for people of color, articulating this deeply felt truth. Sometimes I feel like in society, especially people of color, we are expected to be silenced. Or sometimes there are times where we have to decide and be very strategic as to when we speak up. That's not just defiance. It's about agency, understanding the landscape, choosing your moment.
Choosing strategically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She emphasized that in these moments, it's crucial for her to speak up, not just for herself, but for her culture, recognizing the collective weight her words carry.
That's a heavy responsibility.
And she concluded with some truly powerful final thoughts on identity, self-acceptance, stuff that resonates way beyond tennis. She said, no matter what attention comes or whatever, I think it's about being unapologetically yourself, be happy in who you are, and never allow anyone to take you out of your character and who you are as a person. That's just profound empowerment, a call to live authentically even when judged.
Her message really synthesizes into this profound takeaway about self-advocacy, about cultural pride, delivered with this quiet power. What Taylor Townsend is showing is how sports, often seen just as entertainment, can actually be this microcosm for much larger societal dialogues. Conversations about identity, equity, the courage to speak truth to power, the right to express yourself authentically, especially when facing historical stigmas. Her words about being strategic, that's not just individual choice. It speaks to the real psychological burden of navigating predominantly white professional spaces for many people of color. That kind of code switching to protect yourself while trying to thrive. Her willingness to be vulnerable and assertive creates space for others to consider their own voices, their own power in navigating life's complexities. It's a powerful call. Embrace who you are, no apologies, with both grace and undeniable strength.
So this deep dive into Taylor Townsend's experience at the U.S. Open, it began with a difficult, frankly insulting on-court interaction, but it rapidly evolved into something much bigger. A profound statement on representation, on resilience, on the strength of personal conviction. It really shows us how one single event can ignite critical conversations, amplify a powerful message, and maybe inspire countless others to find their own voice. Its impact goes way beyond just a tennis match.
Indeed. And this deep dive into her experience, it leaves us with a compelling question, doesn't it? How many micro moments of perceived slight or misunderstanding happen daily in our lives? Maybe at work, in our communities, even with family. And what could happen if more individuals felt empowered to speak their truth as boldly, as thoughtfully, and as unapologetically as she has?
That's a powerful thought to carry forward. Really powerful.